Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today. Well, that was an interesting ride. I found that the GB350 flat running, it can run along at 100 kilometres an hour, no trouble whatsoever. But once it gets to a hill, any slight hill, it reminds me of the days of riding the CT125 trail where you've, I wouldn't say even got the power to go back. Once you go back to fourth gear, it'll power up over these hills with no trouble whatsoever. And it's just a totally different riding style compared with the Enfield. We would just run over all those hills in fifth gear. So the torque setup on this one's totally different to the Enfield, which is a lazy bike to ride, and if you don't want to change gears, no drama. This bike you really got to have to use your gears. So long term, the only way I could think out of that would be, one would be, when I had the KTM 390 Adventure, I got onto a place in India that made me a custom rear sprocket for it, and that improved it really well. And one stage it had run up to 150, 60 kilometres an hour. So that was pretty good just by changing the sprocket with the power. But on this particular bike here, well, I don't know, I had plans on taking it out on the dirt roads and running it around dirt roads and things like that, but I don't think the gearing, especially first, is going to be suitable for what I want, so there might be a little bit more involved. I could probably put up with it, like I ran the Enfield around on the dirt and stuff like that, but I don't think I can do it. So what I'm planning on doing, I think I'll buy another bike. I think I'll buy a Suzuki 250 SX again. I had one of those once before. I really think they're the best value bike around you can buy at the moment, and I'm going to revisit and buy another one. And this time I think I'll go for the black one. Like at the moment now you can't get the orange, which one I really want to start with, and got yellow, so I'll set off a black. Now this clip isn't about what I'm buying, it's about I'm going up here at 70 kilometres an hour, and all of a sudden, like, I decided to make an adjuster to my GoPro, and it's a $1,200 setup with all the stuff on it, and then all of a sudden the GoPro gets out of hand and I lose it, and all of a sudden it drops off my helmet right now. Now what luck, it actually landed, see this photo here, it actually landed right in my lap. So that was a GoPro 11, the media mod, the wide angle lens, the bracket which holds it to my helmet, an external microphone, and I was so lucky it never hit the ground, because the last time that happened, one hit the ground, cracked the lens, and the party was over. So I consider myself on this ride really lucky. I'll get out of it, and the camera just landed right on my lap. You just wouldn't believe it. And there was a car sitting on my tail too, and there was nothing I could do about it. See, so I had to look for a place I could pull over, and I'm riding along with that camera just sitting down there, hoping I can sort of get over and get off this road, get the camera and power up and get that going. So that's what it's about, how lucky you can be on some runs and how unlucky you can be on others. On this case, on this run, luck was with me, and I was able to put the camera back into position, and that was really my fault from riding along, and where I've got it fitted to the that orange mount on that camera to my helmet. Instead of sort of loosening off the grub screw and adjusting the camera, I was getting the camera and pulling the camera down with a bit of force. That threw it off course, and that almost cost me, like a camera that was only a few months old and all the stuff that goes with it, because believe it or not, once those cameras hit the ground, it's not going to be good for it. Chances are you may be lucky once or twice, but on two occasions when I've dropped cameras like that, they've been RS. So on the day that was good. So to go a little bit further while we're there going along, what I'm letting you know now is I'm going to buy a Suzuki SX 250 black one. May have it in the next few days, and I'll see what happens in that line, and I think I can go out and do those long distance runs I was going to. If you asked, well, if you're going to buy that, why didn't you go back to your Triumph 400X? Now I've sort of gone off the Triumph for a while at the moment, and I had this Suzuki SX before, and that was the one I dropped in the paddock the first time ever, like when I hit that mud. But I'm willing to come back and give it a second chance to draw, because the Suzuki was just such a good bike in all areas. And you say, well, why'd you get rid of it? Okay, the reason I got rid of it first off was, one, they sent me the wrong colour. I wanted orange, and they sent me the yellow. Second thing was, I wasn't happy with the fact that when I got out there and hit that mud patch there and dropped it, and that was the first time I'd ever dropped the bike. So That was the second thing that sort of pissed me off, you could say. And the thing that topped it really off was when I went to gear shift when I was trying to get the bike up. Well, I had to ride it back 30 kilometres in second gear. Couldn't get out of second gear because of the gear. I had no tools to try to relocate the gear shifter. And after that, well, that buggered that. So I put all those together, and I thought to myself after that, I won't keep a bike now that I've had to ride 30 kilometres in second gear. I'll cash it, get rid of it, and if I want to come back, I'll revisit and get a new one again and try again. So that's what I'm planning. Well, I'm not even planning. I've already placed the deposit, and the bike will be here now in a matter of a few days. But I'm fairly keen to go back into this. I've got some really good rides planned up, whether you like Suzuki or not. I've got some really good ride planned up on dirt road, and you know, that's the sort of way it goes. I don't think this GB350 is worth taking out there to bash around on a dirt road. It's a good around town bike. It's not bad on here when you're cruising along that, and I really think with either a front or rear sprocket change, you could have this sort of performing really well, because already now it'll outperform an Enfield, so it just won't perform when it gets to a hill. So if you look at it that way, if you say to yourself, well, what's the big deal changing gears? No big deal if you wanted to do it, but after riding all those Enfields I've had, and you get that lazy effect where you're riding along, you say to yourself, well, this more like there's a little bit more work riding this bike compared to laying back and relaxing and just ride on. But with the Suzuki I had before, I can tell you now, it will outrun an Enfield 350. It'll outrun this GB350, and they're a bike that's capable of running right up to around about pushing 150 kilometres an hour, and it'll do from 0 to 109 seconds. So it does all that sort of stuff there, where these other bikes won't, regardless whether you do anything to them, whether you put cams in them or anything like that. You can't beat horsepower when a Suzuki comes out at 26 and the other bikes start at 20, and you hope to get a little bit extra. So, and more importantly, I can ride a little bit more off-road, and you know, that's the plan at the moment. So this may appeal to you, may not, but as it is now, and if you say to yourself, well, what are you getting rid of the GB350? No, I'm not getting rid of the GB350. You can sit there with the other ones. I don't really care. All I know is I need another bike to go out, do these dirt road rides, and I'll also drop around about, I don't know, 15 kilos or something in weight too. And you know, I didn't mind the Suzuki when I had it. It was just that day when I got out there and it fell over on me. But since then I've got two winch systems I can use. One is that one I got trial from America to try out, plus I've got another one there too, so I'm a lot better prepared to go into a paddock now or ride dirt road compared to what it was before. And the Suzuki have got a really good low first gear where they can climb, so I'm hoping to get out on them back roads, do it, you know, and see what happens. So that's it. But I would expect within a matter of 3 or 4 days the Suzuki should come in stock, and we'll see how that thing goes. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. But best of all, I'm pretty happy I saved $1,200, because what do you say, 1,200? That's what it would have cost me to replace that camera setup, and that wasn't a good camera either. So it's a backup one, but the fact is, it's not very old, and it really shoots well and gets me some good footage. And you know, like it's the only camera I've got the wide angle lens on, the media mod and stuff like that too, where I can hook in microphones and stuff too to get exhaust, because you heard the exhaust belting along on this GB350, so it gives you an idea how well that system performs. So you know, all you can say, if you're out there and you're careless and got your camera gear and you don't sort of show a little bit of respect for it and keep an idea what's going on, it could be a very expensive trip out there just to put up a clip and get a few views. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look, and I would say I'll catch up with you shortly.